All right, so you hear time and time again how important music marketing is, whether it's YouTube, blogs, Instagrammers, preaching, shoving down your throat, the importance of music marketing. If you want to build that business, if you want to build that brand around your music, you need to be marketing. But if you're in between projects, what do you market? If you don't have a single ready, what do you market? If you're just getting started, how do you market that? If you don't have any beats to put out to the world, what should you be doing to market your music? Well, I'm about to tell you. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, AdamIvy.com. As always, I appreciate you joining me yet again for another video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing a comment from YouTube that I recently received. So let's just jump to it. Oh, and one quick thing before I get started in this video, if you like the content, if you've watched other videos, if you like this video halfway through right now, you like my shirt, you watch it till the end, I invite you to subscribe by clicking that little button over here. And if you want to become a BFF, if you want to become part of the official channel family, click that little bell icon so you can be notified first anytime I upload a video just like this. So let's get to the question. All right, so this question comes from a YouTuber that subscribes to the channel. Shout out to Jonah Nelson, who left this comment on a recent video. Now, I'm horrible at reading aloud, so just bear with me, but this is a question. He says, do you need a product before you start marketing? If not, then how do I go about that? I'm 18 years old, been doing music for about 4 years, and I've been transitioning into my craft more recently about 2 years ago. And I'm just trying to figure out my steps a little better. Totally understand, Jonah. Now, he says, if I do start to market now, how would I go about that? Without having something to definitively show at the moment, I'm still working on perfecting my craft. I have started, and I want more clarity on things, I guess. That's what he says. Shout out again to Jonah. I appreciate the question. Now, believe it or not, I get a lot of questions just like this. Somebody who's just getting started, somebody who's in between projects, might be evolving their sound from going from one genre to another. See that a lot with my producer friends, my producer peers out there. And it's a great question. Where do I start? What do I market? If I don't have any music, then I don't have any products, right? If I don't have anything to share audio-wise, if I don't have anything to put out on streaming platforms, if I don't have a music video, I have no product, right? Not really. All right, so first and foremost, Jonah and everybody watching this who might have a similar question, you don't need a product. Music. You don't need music to market yourself, promote yourself, get acknowledgement publicly for what you're doing. In fact, I would go as far as to say that, Jonah, you're in a perfect position at 18 years old to market the hell out of yourself as a personal brand. We as music creators are the brand, and our works, our music, our videos, our content is the product. You don't need to be selling something to market. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, right? As a creator, as a musician, as a producer, a songwriter, a YouTuber for that matter, if you have a brand of physical products, you are the brand. And having a personal brand, having a powerful personal brand is going to be the catalyst in which you sell that music. Then you have a product to promote, but people are already ready to buy. Now, Jonah, at 18 years old, you said that you've been doing it for 4 years and that you've recently, in the last 2 years, been perfecting it and working on it. Well, perfection is subjective, my friend. Always keep that in mind. At 18 years old, you started making music around 14 years old, maybe before, maybe a little bit after. The fact of the matter is, there's a ton of people out there that would love to watch your journey. They would love to see you go from where you are now, just graduating high school, just getting started in the world, understanding what it's like to be an adult, having those changes in responsibility and financial ups and downs. Maybe you're going to college, maybe you're going to start right into the workforce, maybe you're already working. Maybe you're starting a family already. I mean, the situations could be endless, and the combinations are vast. So you, Jonah, as a music creator, trying to be perfect, need to start putting some stuff out, right? Whether you're vlogging, whether you're promoting what you're working on in the background, maybe you share your journey on Instagram, maybe you share your journey on your own personal blog. That's what you need to be doing, man, because if you're not sharing that and you're expecting to be perfect and just have this huge catalog of perfect music to share and then people give a shit, it doesn't work that way. Think about it this way. Every major artist that you ever see, go type in your favorite artist's name and then an interview. What are they asking? They're asking, well, where'd you come from? What struggles or obstacles did you get past? What was your childhood like? What was your journey along the way? Where did you perform? Who inspired you? This is your perfect opportunity to get out there and start sharing these things and let people latch on emotionally to your journey. Because everybody that is out there looking for something like this, I don't care if you make folk music, I don't care if you're a hip hop producer, people are going to be able to relate to you in certain niches. For instance, I'm a dorky white guy who makes hip-hop music, pop music, writes country music, and there's people that relate to me. You guys relate to me in one way, shape, or form. Maybe I'm helping you. Maybe you think I'm goofy and silly and there's something about me that is charming to you or whatever. Maybe you like my hair. Maybe you like my non-existent facial hair. I'm not going to get into that right now. But you get what I'm saying. It's the connection that you're going to be able to have with people. Emotional triggers are so important to building up a substantial brand. Why do you think when you watch Super Bowl commercials or any commercial that comes online before these videos, do they do something to you? Do they give you goosebumps? Do they make you skip? Maybe they're so boring that you skip. But those emotional triggers, and I'm talking such as laughter, such as sadness, such as outrage. These are the types of things that huge marketing firms spend hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars on for major corporations to get that emotional trigger, get that emotional attachment. Now, you being vulnerable, you being willing to be vulnerable, and I know it could be a little bit nerve-wracking at 18 years old because at the end of the day, you don't want the world to just go straight into judging you. I know how that feels. Go back and watch my old YouTube videos. You're not going to get perfect. You're not going to be better until you start putting yourself out in that public domain. I'm sorry to tell you that. I don't care if you're working on one song, if you have a whole project kind of in the works. Maybe you said you've been doing music for 4 years already, so maybe you have that music ready and you're just like, I could tweak it, I could make it a little bit better. That's bullshit. Put it out there, let the people absorb it, and let the people start growing with you. Now, another point I want to make to you and everybody watching this is when you don't have an audience, that's the perfect time to start diving into marketing because you don't have a lot to lose. You don't have a lot of opportunity to fail, right? If you're going and spending no money on organic marketing and you're trying to figure out what works and you watch videos such as the ones I've posted before about Instagram marketing and branding yourself and building a following from scratch, if something doesn't work, you have nothing on the line as opposed to an artist who's been doing it for years, has 150,000 subscribers, has 150,000 followers on Instagram, maybe 150,000 of everything, but they're spending money on ads that might flop. They're missing out on opportunities that are directly affecting where they are in that process. You don't have to worry about that. You need to be jumping into marketing. You need to be taking courses. You need to be getting mentorship. You need to be reading blog articles, anything you can do with the means that you have, especially if you live with your parents and you don't have crazy financial responsibilities yet. A lot of us do. So it's a little bit different angle, right? So marketing, you need to put yourself out there. Teach the world, share with the world rather, who you are. And then tell them about the music you're making. Share little snippets, share singles, work with others collaboratively, producers, songwriters, singers, drummers, musicians, mix engineers. It's such a great network. I mean, even the channel family here, look down in the comments. We have some amazing people in watching these videos and in this community. It never ceases to amaze me. So you're going to be able to connect with people that have been doing it for 5 years. You're going to be able to connect with people who have been doing it for a shorter period of time than you. What I'm getting at is you need to start marketing right now. So that 4 years where you started at 14 years old or right around to now 18 years old, trust me when I tell you that the next 4 years, the next 8, 10 years are going to fly by like that. You're going to look back and say, I wish I started marketing. I wish I started putting myself out there. I see so many creators that are super talented that are hiding behind insecurities, hiding behind this bullshit facade of I need it to be perfect. I need to perfect my craft. You're never going to perfect your craft. You could be doing this shit 10 years and you're not going to be that good compared to somebody who's been doing it for 60 years. You have to take inspiration from that and know that in the journey, you're going to start from square one. And then you're going to work towards your vision. You're going to work towards where you want to be. You win 2 Grammys, you want to win 2 more. You need to stay hungry. You need to stay driven. You need to have that vision constantly evolving. And that doesn't happen. That doesn't work unless you put yourself out there and you establish where you are to be able to grow. Because working on stuff for another 4 years in the dark and then coming out with what you think is a lot better is going to be taking you way back, a few steps back from where you would be in 4 years had you started uploading music now. Start putting out shit music. I hear a ton of shit music on the radio, and they're winning Grammys, and they're winning public favor. So start putting your stuff out there and stop being self-conscious about your work and thinking that it has to be perfect. Trust me when I tell you that done is better than perfect a lot of times, because something that stands out to you would not be noticed by the rest of the world. All right, so with that being said, where do you start marketing? How do you start marketing? How do you start building that momentum when you have that confidence, when you finally say enough is enough and you take that leap into the public domain, into the public eye in front of strangers? You're ready to share your music. You're ready to share your life. You're ready to share your image. Where do you start? Well, I always suggest picking 2 social platforms to really try to dominate, and it's most likely that you already are using them. You're leaving comments on YouTube videos. You clearly have an idea of how to use social media if you're 18 years old. So I'd just pick 2, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. And then on top of that, I always recommend jumping into YouTube, getting started as early on as possible to be able to build that following, to be able to be found, to be able to be discovered, whether it be locally or internationally, because building a brand starts from square one. So pick 2 plus YouTube and get to work. Now, the number one thing I want you guys to take home with you, especially you, Jonah, is the fact that you have to take massive action. You need to be willing to fail. You need to be willing to put yourself out there and not care what other people think, because you are your number one fan. You believe in what you're doing. If you're doing what you're doing, making music and creating anything without purpose, then why are you doing it? You need to have a purpose, so that needs to be number one. Now, if you want me to go into detailed marketing tactics, if you want me to kind of attack certain platforms, if you want me to talk deeper about the different type of content to be spreading, the content schedule that has worked for me, the tips and tricks, all that good stuff, I want to hear about it in the comments below. I want to know how long you've been doing it. Each and every one of you watching this, I want you to support Jonah by telling him how long you've been at it and when you finally put yourself out there sharing content to the world, and what your favorite social platform is. So leave that in the comments below. I want to show some love to Jonah. So thanks again for the question, Jonah. If you haven't yet, and if you found any inspiration, motivation, if you found any value whatsoever, which I hope you did in this video, I encourage you, I would appreciate it if you click that little button and subscribe to my channel. And while you're at it, if you want to become a BFF, if you want to become part of the channel family here, click that little bell icon so you can be notified first anytime I upload a video just like this, because one of these are bound to help you. Now, as I mentioned, if you like this video, smash the thumbs up button, do me a quick favor, leave a comment in the comments below, and connect with me over on Instagram, because that's one of my favorite social platforms, at Adam Ivy. I'll put that information up on the screen now. So it's good to be back on YouTube. I hope that helped. Can't wait to help you guys more. Follow me over on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. All my contact information will be in the description box below. And until next time, you can find me at adamivy.com.